Hey guys, how are you doing? It's been a long time since I have worked on stuff, but I am going to work on stuff. And I've got the little helper here with me. So, it's the first time I've tried live streaming terrain. So, if you have any suggestions about angles or cameras or adding cameras or moving things, just let me know in the chat. I'll be working on this, setting it up, getting going. Welcome to everybody who's here. We're going to continue working on the Tavern. I think there's actually not a tremendous amount of stuff left to do, relatively speaking. We obviously need to paint the walls here on the top, but that's fairly simple. It's the exact same as painting them on the bottom. What we do need that we don't have, the next big thing I think is the roof. So I'm going to start working on the roof today. Probably, so the first thing we're going to have to do is kind of build a frame for the roof, and I want it kind of bent. Like an A-frame roof, but curved, because I think that'll give it some character, and plus, just cutting two regular old straight pieces of board is boring. What fun is that? So we are going to see if we can figure out which way first I want it to bend. I'll get this out of the way because it's just going to keep moving. This is another piece, this little back shed that we've still got to do, but probably not today. So I think I actually want it to bend this way, like this. So it'll be A-framed on the front and bent. Yeah, I think that'll be best. So it'll also be easiest, because if I was trying to bend it this way and get around the chimney, that would be a real beast. This way I can just take the bent piece and cut around where the chimney is, so that'll be much easier. So first thing we got to do is figure out how big we're gonna make it. So what I'm gonna do, let's see, what have I got here? I tried to bring as many materials as I could down here into the game room, but you know what? I've got a helper here, so there may be some material running going on today. So how am I going to do this? What I need is a bottom. So yeah, let's just make a bottom plate to figure out sizing first. And so this is essentially 12 by 13-ish. So if I make this, we're going to want some overhang. So if I make the bottom plate, well, no, if I make the bottom plate, all right, so I'll make it 13 by 13 so it fits pretty snug, and then the overhang will be handled by the actual pieces, not the frame. And so the roof, of course, is going to come off just like this level, because, I mean, otherwise there's no real point to having this thing. I mean, we spent all this time putting all these little bits and decorations in here. It'd be useless not to be able to see them. So we're going to move this out of the way. Thank you, helper. And if you guys can't see anything, just let me know, or if you're having trouble seeing what I'm doing, just speak up in the chat, and I will do my best to accommodate. Oh, one thing I wanted to show off, my helper here, this little helper, was taking a pottery class, and she made me this awesome holder for my paintbrushes, and it is my Doctor Who holder. So you see it's got a little TARDIS here and a TARDIS here, and it's got the what painting is this from?
Starry Night.
Starry Night. It's from that episode where they had Van Gogh on, And, of course, a little lovey heart because she loves me. And then the awesome colors. So she made this. So I keep this with all my paint and stuff, and it holds my good paintbrushes.
We were supposed to make a vase for Mother's Day, or for Valentine's Day, but last year, but I thought I would make that.
But you decided you liked me better.
It wasn't Mother's Day, it was Valentine's Day.
So yeah, Mom is sitting right there, so she's being careful what she says. All right, so let's get our base plate made here. So we're gonna do. I don't have a big ruler, so we're gonna have to just fudge it. I also don't have a sharp pencil. That's horrible. Who uses dull pencils? So we want to do 13. So there's 12. And here's 13. And let's measure again, because always measure twice, cut once. Or in my case, measure 4 or 5 times, and then think about cutting, and then measure it again because you've probably screwed it up. So there's 13. I always make 3 marks because you can make a line out of 2 marks, but if you've mismeasured one of them and you've got 3 marks, you'll know pretty quick that, hey, something is off because one of them won't line up to the ruler. These look pretty good though. So why am I drawing the line at the 12? I don't need a line at the 12. I need the 13. Those were just there so I could measure 13. What's wrong? Why'd you let me do that? What's wrong with you, girl? Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and just slice this board off here so that I don't have so much board to deal with. So I'm going to get a metal ruler. Jens! What's happening, man? How you doing? Thanks for joining. How are things you're in Switzerland, right? How are things over there? I'm sure it's much colder than here in Florida. And I'm sorry, I probably butchered your name because my Swiss is like, well, non-existent. I've never been to Switzerland and don't know many people who speak French, so I'm not real sure what it sounds like. Or Swiss, so I'm not real sure what it sounds like, honestly. But I gave it my best shot, my dude. Alright, so we are going to get on this roof here. Let's see if I can not cut myself. That would be awesome. Sweet. What did I say? Switzerland. Sweden. Don't mind me. It's early. I haven't had enough coffee yet. I may have to go get me another cup of coffee before too long here. Oy. What is wrong with me? And I'm a big history nut too, you would think. I would know better. I don't know. Maybe I'm spending too much time trying to show off for the audience and not thinking straight. That's what my wife would say I'm doing. She's sitting over there with her headphones on, not listening to me. Doing her own thing. So, if you guys, yay, we've got 13-inch piece of board there. Hurrah. All right, so if you guys know anybody that you think would enjoy this stuff or come hang out and talk or any of that stuff, please let them know because I'm trying to build up some followers on Twitch here. And I love doing the live interaction thing. I really like this a lot better than YouTube Although I do upload these videos to YouTube. These get recorded as they're streaming. And I'll upload them later. But I like the Twitch better because you guys can ask questions while I'm doing stuff. Or tell me, hey, your hand's in the way, I can't see what you're doing. Or things like that. And I think it just is a lot better. Plus, I enjoy talking to you guys. So, if you've got something to say, feel free to speak up. If you know friends, if you have friends that, I mean, of course you have friends. If you have friends that you think would enjoy this, please let them know. Tell them to come join in the chat. Hang out with us. All right, so plus the fact that a lot of this building is just doing measurements and stuff, and me sitting here trying to just give you a play-by-play of every little thing I'm doing is going to get boring. So I'd rather chat with you guys, honestly. You can see what I'm doing. So, let's see here. I've got the 13 here. And we will see how we're doing after I cut this. Hopefully, this will fit pretty good on top. So, this foam board stuff, a very big tip for those of you who haven't done a lot of this. Most of you who watched me, 85 years ago when I was last on YouTube, have heard me talk about this before, and you're probably experienced enough to know this, but I'm going to say it anyway. When you're cutting this foam board, it's really important to have a very sharp, kind of new knife, and they dull pretty quickly. But what happens is if they get dull, if they start to get dull, you'll start just ripping the foam in the middle rather than cutting it, and then it just makes a mess. And that's especially important if you're trying to have an edge on something, because then it just looks horrible, and you don't want horrible looking stuff. If you're going to spend this much time with it, do the thing. Because you can most of the time pick these little things up at like the dollar store or the pound store or the, I don't know, do they have something like that in Sweden? I'm sure they do. I guess you guys are on the Euro, right? Do they have Euro stores? I don't know. Is that a thing?
What? Euro?
He's talking about doll. He's talking about like doll stores.
So let's see. Where's my? Awesome. Are they actually called Euro stores? That'd be. If I guess that right, I'm gonna go buy a lottery ticket, because what are the chances? Let's see. Can I have my tavern back, please, so I can test fit this?
Do you want just the top part or the whole thing?
No, the whole thing, because I need the. We have a dollar store, but we. Oh, so you guys aren't on the Euro. So it's like the brand name dollar store just converted to kroner. That's interesting. I did not know that. All right, so we've got. Huh. Yeah, I wasn't sure how far the whole Euro thing extended. I know most of mainland Europe is on it, but I didn't know if the Nordic countries... I couldn't remember if the Nordic countries were in that or not. Let's see. So I think that's pretty much how we want to fit it. So we've got a bit of overhang on each side, which is good, and the roof parts the A-frame will come down further. We've got a bit of overhang here, which is nice. Yeah, a lot of cheap stuff. So exactly right, like a 3-pack of these things for $1. And don't don't bother to actually break the blades off because it's usually not worth it. Just buy a new one when they get dull. Alright, so now what we need to do is get us a hole for the chimbley. Yes, I said chimbley. So we'll probably go like that. I think a little more overhang on the front is good. So, and then I need to figure out where I'm at here. So I'm gonna have to go back this far, and I want to keep it a little tight, right? Okay, did I say your name right? Is it John's? Because if I remember right, it's not. It wouldn't be Jen's, right? Let's see here. So I want to go somewhere in here is where I'm going to be cutting out a hole for the... Alright, assistant, thank you. Here we go. Alright, so let's see where we're at here and see if we can make this hole for the chimney. Alright, so we're at... Oh, so it is more like Jen's. Interesting. I guess had it been an A, it would be more like John's. Right. Makes sense. Cool. Here we are doing terrain and talking about name pronunciation. But why not, you know? Learn things from each other, right? So we're at 2 1/4. So let's go in 2 1/4. And nerd struck. Well, I appreciate that. I am very honored to have you sitting here chatting with me all the way from Sweden. I mean, that honestly is very humbling for me to have people that really care enough about what I'm doing to come and chat and thank you for the nerd thing. I am very proud to be a nerd, as is my wife and all my kids. I mean, because, you know, nerds are awesome, right? Speak.
Yes.
So no, I'm just a dude. But yeah. But yeah, so tell me some stuff about what you've been doing while it doesn't need to just be me, just, you know, running my yap. Tell me some projects you've been working on that have been really cool. Yeah, we should be. Because I'm too hard thinking measuring here to actually be much use talking at the moment. Let's see. What am I even trying to... Oh, boy. Well, here's a thing where I think I switched to metric because it's much more precise. Not with that ruler, though. Because it doesn't have an end to it. Stupid thing. Let's see. Let's start at 1 here. 1 centimeter. And yes, for those of you in Europe, we Americans are still married to the imperial system of measurement for some god-awful reason. You know, because who doesn't want to memorize how many how many yards are in a mile. Right. Yes, metric is always better. I tend to agree. The problem is my generation grew up learning imperial, so it's hard for us to think in metric. Oh, working on a dice tower. Nice. Is it like a themed one or pretty basic? Just something to check the dice in? So... yeah, pretty much. And, England, on metric, invented the bloody imperial system, sent it over here, and then switched to metric on us. I mean, come on, England. Good grief. That was not nice. You should have exported metric over here when you figured out it was better. Ooh, Mage Tower. Dude, send me some pictures. I'd love to see that. I have never built a dice tower because the engineering involved kind of breaks my brain. You would think it would be kind of simple, but it's not. Those things are kind of difficult to get right. So dead on 10 centimeters and 15 centimeters. But, if I look at the imperial side of this ruler, it's like 1 in 1930 seconds. Stupid imperial system. All right, so we're going to go in 11, 15, and 11 and 15. So listen, if you guys, we have a Facebook page, right? Terrainoob and Family, and I've got a link on the channel page for Twitch, so you can just click on the link to get to it. But would love for you guys to post up pictures of stuff you're working on, because I love to see other people's ideas and steal them. No, I'm just kidding. You would always get full credit where full credit is due, but just post it on our Facebook page. We'd love to see it. I mean, oh yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, do YouTube, man. Actually, do Twitch. Honestly, Twitch is a lot easier. Just get a. So look. So I'm gonna move this camera for a minute. I've got that webcam there, right? Logitech webcam. I'm showing you that webcam with the exact same thing. And I've got this Blue Yeti mic sitting right here, going to a computer, and I've got this monitor and a little remote mouse because my laptop is sitting on the far end of the table, but it's so much easier than trying to edit things for YouTube. And when I'm done, I just upload this to YouTube. Honestly, pretty cool. So let me check my now that I've moved the camera all around and screwed things up, let me check this, make sure you guys can still see. There we go. All right, back to the chat window. Right. All right, so let's see. This looks a little crooked, but I'm just gonna be bold and cut it out anyway. I don't care. Whatever. But yeah, man, if you guys ever want to post stuff on our Facebook page, please feel free. I mean, as long as it's not, we got kids looking at that, so don't post ugly words and things. But yeah, the editing takes a lot of time. That's one of the reasons that I stepped away from YouTube for a long time, is because the video editing was it was killing me. I was spending like 8 hours putting one of those videos together, and it doesn't seem like that, but they were they were insanely difficult because I was trying to get. Of course, I tend to make things more complicated than they need to be, as my wife says. But still, yeah, the video editing took just a lot of time, and this I've found to be so much simpler. We started doing this over on our board games channel, and decided that we wanted to expand into video games, and I wanted to get back into the terrain making. So we said, well, why don't we just go back to Terrainoob and start streaming there, and maybe we can get some of those guys to come hang out with us and stream. And look, it worked. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, taking bets on whether this actually fits or not. What do we think? Is it going to fit?
No.
It's not going to fit. Nice confidence from my child. It fits. It's pretty tight, but it fits, and it lines up pretty good. I have a little extra space there, but that's okay. This is just the base plate. And honestly, being a little tight is good because that'll help it hold on. All right, so I think we've got our base plate here, and I think I'm pretty happy with that. So now what I've got to do, I'm going to build some struts to kind of shape the roof. So I probably ought to build. See, I don't want the roof to be too high. The chimney actually should have probably been a little taller, but good grief. It's pretty tall already. All right, so let's see. How do I want to do this? All right, man. Well, just holla when you get back. How do I want to do this? I think I want to put well, I mean, it needs to be high enough to look like an A-frame roof, so it's going to have to be taller than a chimney, because just that tall wouldn't work. So that's okay. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, I'm going to put one on this edge, put one on this edge, and then put one in the middle for kind of support next to the chimney. And I'm going to have to put something here too to kind of fill the gap. It doesn't have to be a full one, but all right, so got to figure out what these are going to look like, and then make 3 of them. Get my lovely assistant to move this for me. Thank you, dear. All right. Let's use this little scrap piece first. Let's see what I'm. Ooh, it's actually wide enough. That's amazing. Of course, it's kind of bent. Let's see here. How high should this be? If I do something like, do you have a compass or a protractor?
No.
What? Aren't you in school? You're in school and you don't have one of those things? Do the older nerds have any of that stuff?
You mean like the drawing type of compass? The one where you can like...
Yeah.
No, nobody has that.
That's... What? What kind of kids are we raising here? Well, what about a protractor? A really big protractor? You know what a protractor is. It's that half moon shaped thing with all the numbers on it.
Nobody
It's
has
like a round ruler.
No one has that in our family. Besides you. You would be the only person that would have it.
I wonder if this is the right kind of radius. No, not even a little bit. I need something that's round that I can trace that's bigger than this. Maybe like a plate or something.
think we have paper plates.
Might have to be bigger than a paper plate, but just give me a regular plate. That might be big enough, actually. So if I'm 13, I was 13 by 13, right? Yeah. Okay, so I want to go 6.5 is going to be my center point. Thank you. This might actually work. No, that won't work. Shoot.
You have a small plate?
How am I gonna do now? Actually, what I need is something way bigger than this. I need a compass is what I need. What am I gonna use to do this? There's got to be something. A really big circle. I need a really big circle. I don't think this thing's going to be big enough. Alright, so I forgot a base plate. Got my 13. So we want another 13. And I guess how big a circle we can find will tell us how tall this thing can be, but whatevs.
Hold on.
What? Oh, you're making me a compass. What a smart little cookie. But I need some, it's gotta stay the same diameter. Is that gonna stay?
Hold on.
Because it can't be moving while I'm drawing. All right. Alright, so we're going to go 13 here. While my genius daughter makes me a compass. Alright, so that's going to be the edge of it. Let's see here. Is that right? Yep, that all fits. Okay. That's my base plate. I need to keep that. Oh, I've got another. Is that? No, it's not 13. Darn. Man, this is like so bent. Let's see here. How am I gonna? Well, that's actually pretty genius, honestly. May not be big enough, but let's see here. So if I'm gonna
The other one, because is that one gonna draw?
Well, it will.
Yeah, that one's more sharp.
I think I'm gonna need. So if I start here. Problem is this isn't quite gonna, when I put pressure on it, it won't stay. Genius idea, but not quite the right materials. I'm dying. How am I gonna solve this? Well, I guess
Silver and black.
I don't see anything in this room round that's near big enough to do what I need to do.
A bowl. Glass for them to eat. Put food.
That'd work if it's really big. So, because I need something that's like that has a radius like this. So it's got to be pretty big. So it'd have to be like, I don't know, 18-inch diameter
Hold on, Mom has an idea.
to get. Okay. We will hold on because Mom has an idea. I'm excited about new ideas. I think that's probably going to be too small, but I can try it. But it needs to be something that's at least like about 18 inches. Because the quarter of it has to go 6 inches in. Actually, 6.5. So, yeah. So we're going to need our middle. Yeah. So that's our center point. Thank you. I don't know, because I gotta. Even that's not. Yeah, see, I need something that's about twice this size. Wow. Who would have thought this roof would be so complicated? Yeah, I need something about twice this size. Because it's got to go. Because it's got to start flat. Give it a little bit of room. But it can't start curving back once it gets to the top. But it's got to make it all the way over here. So, yeah. Can I sketch it? So I want, this is our center line. Let's go ahead. Let's use an actual straight edge. This plastic ruler is so beat up it's not straight anymore.
He could adjust it. So,
Oh, that's kind of cool.
well, it's not right, but there's probably something that can be done with it.
Huh. This might be a thing. So, where's our center? Our center is here. Oh, it's moving when I try
Well,
to.
yeah, you gotta
You gotta-
secure it.
yeah.
No, not
Secure
that.
it.
But I mean the.
He said use a string, maybe. Oh, I've heard that.
Oh yeah, we're
I've
done
heard
with
that.
Thank you.
Or
A 9-inch string.
I've heard that you to make it like not move, you can like cut how long you need it out of cardboard, and then you can stick one pencil in and then one pencil in the other and just drag it around like that.
Or you could. Why don't you just get me a piece of string? Because then I could just tie it around this pencil and tie it around the other pencil. And well, I'm glad you came back. We might have been sitting here for the next hour and a half trying to figure out how to make a circle.
Kind of goofy.
None of us have had enough coffee this morning. Even the 11-year-old.
Can we clarify the 11-year-old does not drink coffee?
11-year-old doesn't even like coffee.
She's never had coffee.
She has. She's tasted my coffee
Ew.
and decided it was gross. Big string, child. What is that?
String. You
Say-
didn't say yarn. You said string.
Well, I don't need yarn. String is fine. Thank you. All right, let's see here. So first off, I got to get it around this thing to anchor it. And then struggle for a half hour to tie a knot. Come on.
Do you know how to tie a knot?
Yes, I know how to tie a knot.
Prop knot.
Well, it depends on the use. I was in Boy Scouts, so I know how to tie lots of knots. So there.
Clearly you're having a problem.
Oh.
I have a trick clip.
Yeah. Still works. Didn't think about that part of it. Okay. So let's oh, sharp pencil, yay. Alright, so let's see. How far can you hold that for me, please? Just hold it right there.
Pencil?
Yes. So I can stretch this.
I would use the newer that pencil because that one has sharp from now on.
What?
That one has a sharp. It's a sharpened pencil, and this one's still. You've been using this one for everything. Maybe you should use that one.
Well, maybe I should.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, stop.
Hopefully I won't have to actually tie this because I don't need it for that long. Let's see. Perfect. Yay, chat.
Thank you.
Well, except I'm screwing this up. Hold on. Hold on.
Yeah, it's like 5 different sizes.
Hold on. Okay. So now I gotta do this on the other side.
There's a hole in this now.
Oh boy, I didn't do that right. See, I want this thing to be a little bit off the bottom. So
You did it.
yay. Emily, hi. Emily? Did I? Oh boy. That's not an easy one for Americans. Emily? Emily. Where's the accent? Well, hi and welcome. Thank you for joining us. I'm really glad you're here. And so is the little helper. All right. So does she do maker stuff too? Or does she have other awesome nerd qualities?
Ow.
Well,
That's still hard.
if you knew how good my French was, you'd know that helps me about as much as thinking Swiss. I'm not well traveled, dude. I'm just not. Well, that's okay. I'm sure she has many other very fine nerdy qualities. Otherwise, she wouldn't be your girlfriend. Zelda Breath of the Wild. Very cool. So when you go to stream Terrain, just let her stream that. That's what we do. I mean, we all get together and stream different things, you know? Then we got a channel that's got all kinds of cool stuff, cool nerdy stuff on it. Right? Let's see. I'm gonna have a. This is really gonna be a thing.
You're not gonna be able to cut against anything.
I know. This is gonna be. It's gonna be a little difficult, and I'm not sure that I want these this close together. What I may have to do is that is a pretty hefty bend in the roof. So I think what may happen is if that's too far. Well, I'm not going to cut her bowl. I can't cut that bowl. Yeah, maybe. Well, it's a thing, but I'm glad to see you've got a nice, strong nerd girlfriend. That's a great thing. Because, you know, nerds rule the world, right?
Why is it a superstition that, or not a superstition? No. Why is it like that? Popular people think being a nerd is bad. It's way better.
They
than being
used
popular.
to, but honestly, the nerds really are the popular people anymore. At least it's getting that way in America. How about I think it's been that way for longer in European countries, honestly.
Nerds are better.
Let's see. You know, it's funny. Most of my subscribers, the majority of my subscribers are from Europe or Russia. And I'm not sure why that is, really. I mean, I know gaming is really big. You know, it's kind of centered in Germany and really big over there, but it's pretty big over here too. And I'm not saying I don't have any American subscribers or didn't, but it kind of struck me as odd that most of my subscribers were from overseas, from Europe and Russia. And I don't know if it's just a culture thing or you know, if you guys spend, maybe it's because Americans spend more time on electronics than Europeans, and Europeans spend more time doing gaming and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, like when Katya came over, she liked playing games more than being on like her phone.
Yeah.
Although she couldn't really speak good English.
So I don't know. The only time I've ever been out of the continental United States was for a job. I went to Amsterdam for a week. Other than that, I've been all over the continental United States, but other than that, never outside it. So I'm not terribly well versed, other than, you know, talking to you guys from YouTube and stuff, with how cultures are working over there. I loved Amsterdam. I thought it was very cool. But very different culture too. It was very weird seeing parking lots just completely full of bicycles.
What?
Hardly any cars. Yeah, in Amsterdam, very few people drive cars. They all ride bikes.
That's
And so when you see these parking lots that are just full of thousands of bicycles,
Weird.
and there are actually, before I went, I was reading up on Amsterdam. There are actually more bicycles in Amsterdam than there are people.
What?
Right? Yeah, it's kind of an odd thing to think about, but it's. I saw it. It's weird. Well, weird for Americans.
Probably
It's nice though.
it's
I wish that was kind of a thing over here.
Mm-hmm.
What am
Way
I?
less.
What am I gonna do here?
I think the only option might be to freehand it.
Well, I need. Because I kind of need. I need a shallower
Why can't you
thing, but it can't come to a complete point. I have to have a little bit of. I mean, it also doesn't have to be perfect because I'm just going to use the first one to trace, so they'll all be the same. So maybe this will just work. If we go to there and then cut across, then I can make, because the roof will want like a cap. It doesn't want to come to a sharp point. So where am I going here? About here. This being left-handed thing sometimes gets in the way. Of course, then I guess it gets in the way the opposite times of being right-handed does, right?
There's a heart.
This ain't gonna be easy to cut either. Let's see here.
There's no freehand like that. This chair is sweet.
Alright, so what do we think of that, chat? If you can even see it. I don't know if you can even see that because it's pretty light pencil, but think of that for a shape of a roof. And then at least for struts for the support, and then we'll put stuff over this part. So I'm gonna make like 3 of these just as struts, and then we'll do something on the top here. I haven't figured out exactly what, but we don't want it at just a point. We want something up here. So what do we think about that? And then I'll just use poster board to kind of cover this over so that it can bend, and that'll look pretty cool for a roof, huh?
Your elbow is going.
Woo, woo. Yeah, I think that'll work. All right, let's just cut. Let's just be brave. No guts, no glory, right, chat? Perfect.
Yay.
Not. Well, it doesn't need to be perfect.
It's a roof.
I don't
It's
need
free.
perfect. I mean, think about it. If you were some medieval backwoods community and you were building a tavern out in the woods, would you get your roof perfect? No, I don't think so. It's taking a lot of cuts because I don't want to push really hard because then it won't curve very well. So I'm just letting the knife do the work here. And I'm barely pushing on it. I think I'm through there mostly. All right. Let's see here. So what kind of games do you like to play? Are you making a dice tower just for the fun of it, or is it for like D&D or board games or Warhammer or what? Or just because you like crafting? Hey, Jim. Cold morning. Where are you at, buddy? Because honestly, in Florida, we're having our first real signs of winter, and it's like 55 degrees. We're all freezing to death down here.
We're all playing in D&D mostly.
Cool. Well, so I'm gonna be on here for a couple hours, probably doing this stuff. But then at 5 Eastern tonight, just like me. So 5 Eastern tonight, the kids have a D&D campaign that's been going. So they'll be streaming at 5 Eastern tonight. Maybe you'll want to come check that out and chat too. I usually am the one sitting behind the scenes dealing with the chat. Just outside Gen Con. Single digit here. Ooh, nice. So you're right near Gen Con, you lucky duck.
Where is that?
Indianapolis, Indiana. Indy Banana.
Indiana?
Indy Banana.
Okay.
All right, so. But anyway, when they do the D&D, they're not paying attention to the chat themselves. I'm usually sitting behind the computer running the stuff and handling the chat. So I do pass messages to them, but it's kind of fun to get on the chat with them and say, "Oh, don't do that. That's a big old orc, and that would be a silly thing to do." Or, "Hey, cast this spell," or just joining the fun because they do a lot of silly things, and it's quite fun, actually. What does that look like for a profile for Roof? What do you think about that?
I went and picked up a twig one time and everybody got mad at me.
So, and I have been uploading that. Yeah, check it out on YouTube because I have been trying to upload those. I think I've gotten up to episode 10, and I think tonight they're going to be doing 19, 20.
It's 19 or 20. Yeah.
19 or 20. So I've been uploading the. Oh, Savage Worlds. I haven't tried that. Yeah, so, Jim, I haven't tried the Savage Worlds, but I did start. I remember buying the very first red box D&D game. My dad got it for me back in the late 70s. I think it was 78 or 79. He picked it up, and we went through it, and nobody really knew what it was at that point. You know, most people didn't, and he was so confused. But I got hooked on it right away. He didn't last long with that thing. He liked to play games, but that kind of thing was just not his thing. I don't think he knew what he was getting into. But boy, I got hooked.
Just so you know, this side is like more curved.
Yeah, I know. That's okay. All right, so let's get our stuff back here, and let us see what things kind of look like. So this is what the roof profile. I bet you guys can't see that even a little bit, can you? All right, so here's kind of what the roof profile is going to be.
I don't think they can.
That's let me switch over and see if I can adjust the camera so you can see that. So the other good thing about live is, oh yeah, you can't see that at all. So there we go. So this is kind of what the roof profile is. It's a weird roof profile, but honestly, I think I think I kind of like it because it's going to give a bit of weird character to this tavern and make it kind of more fantasy-ish than I mean, no historical taverns were built like this, but this will really give it kind of a weird elfy druid backwoods type vibe, I think. So I kind of like that. And we'll figure out something to do on the top here, but I think that's pretty cool. What do you guys think? You like that? the color and numbers. Oh my gosh, yeah, I remember those. The old dungeon, the old D&D dice used to have color and numbers. They weren't really well made because nobody made dice like that. There weren't factories set up for 20-sided dice because nobody needed them back then. All right, so what we got to do then is make a couple of these. All right. So let's see if I can conserve material here as much as possible without. Actually, I'm more concerned about conserving cuts, honestly.
What's a tiled roof?
Tiled roof. Well, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to try something different that I haven't tried before. So I think you guys have seen me make the, because I've got a mold for a tiled roof that I could make out of plaster, but I've done that on another building. And I think you guys have seen me do a building where I cut out all the little cardboard squares and laid them on there as like wood tile. And that's what I was thinking about with this one, but I'm not. That's probably what I'll do, since to make this curve, I'm gonna need to put just like poster board on it. I can't get like a piece of foam core on here with this kind of curve. I mean, I guess I could if I cut it a bunch, but I don't think that would look very good. So I think I'm probably going to do that, or I'm going to peel off the top layer of some foam core, get some cheap dollar store foam core so I can peel the top layer off real easily, and kind of cut tiles into that and see how that works out. Yeah, the Tuscan Villa is where I did the plaster models. Fake for a thatch roof. That's an idea.
Sounds cool.
I kind of like that idea. I really like that idea. How do I do that? How would I do? What would I use?
Get some fake fur.
Well, no, but all right. Let me do some. Let's get this going. Let me do some thinking. I'm very intrigued by that, Jim. Thank you very much. I like that idea quite a lot, actually.
Oh.
Because I've never done that before. So it'll be something new and cool. And fun to try. Because I honestly just never had an opportunity or anything I wanted to do that on. I think I may go ahead and make 4 of these, because so I can put one on either side of the chimney and fill the gap. So I may just go ahead and do 4, because why not? You know, right? This is going to be a weird looking piece of board when I get through with it. The leftover. It's also going to take a while to cut this stuff. Oh boy. So, did we slay that raptor? No. No. It jumped us, like, I think it killed me about 5 times before I finally got far enough away from it to get my stuff back. And then, now, it's a level 1 raptor. Those little things are wicked hard to... Well, see, the problem with those, though, is you get one shot at them, and then they jump on you, like in the stupid movie, not like real life, because, you know, Ark is like real life. But they jump on you, and then they just rip you to shreds, and you can't do anything unless you've got a bunch of... unless you've got a bunch of people there to help knock them off of you. So, yeah, that was not... They were not fun. We did finally make a bed, though. So that was good. So how would I do this thatch on here? What I'm thinking is maybe if we had... So thatch is like the grass stuff that they would put on roofs. You know how they like bundle grass together and it would be like a grass roof, right?
Like that guy that we watched that just goes out and makes...
Right, the nature guy that goes out and makes things. Yeah, he's done that. So I'm thinking maybe the thing to do, if I get an old towel, that it might have the right texture to look like thatch. If I got an old towel and painted it, maybe put some glue on it so it would stiffen it up. And then
You can use my painting towel.
yeah, what do you think about that, chat? Does that sound like it might work? Does that sound like it might approximate a thatch roof? Because I can tell you for a fact, I ain't cutting up a bunch of sisal twine and laying that out. Not on this big a project. I think my head would explode if I tried to do that.
So this is what this one looks like, only it was red. And I did that to it.
Ah, nice. That's not a towel, though. That's an apron, honey.
I know, I was showing you. But I didn't use the painting towel when I did that.
Can you do me a favor and yeah, grab me one of those old ripped up nasty towels that we do. My wife does dog sitting, so we have dogs in here a lot. We used to have our own dogs, but they passed away a number of years ago. I think I put a video up about both of them, maybe actually, but we do.
Dad, use that?
See this? Okay, so this kind of towel doesn't have enough stuff on it, right? It's pretty flat. So what I need is something with more fuzz. I need a fuzzier towel.
Oh, this one only.
No.
I don't think we'll have fuzzy towels that would be...
What are you doing with it?
It's going to be... So Jim suggested a thatched roof on this, which is something I've never gotten to do before, and I kind of like that. And so a towel, if you get one of the kind of fuzzy towels, since it's small, if you paint it, it should kind of look like the texture of a thatched roof. But I need one that hasn't lost all of its fuzz yet, because the one she brought me was pretty much more like a dish rag than a towel.
You're going to take what you consider to be a pretty decent towel and try and
No.
cut it up.
I want to find an old cruddy, ripped up one.
She's getting hand towels, but she should be getting dog towels.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell her. Anyway, my wife does dog sitting, so we have lots of dogs come over and stay with us, which is pretty cool. It's lots of fun. But we also have, there's lots of puppies and there's lots of accidents, and so we have lots of cleanup towels for the dogs. So,
This one's already cut up.
oh yeah, that's cut up. Let's see what kind of... All right, chat. So, yeah, we've got some pile here.
That was their cover. That was
Yeah.
the cover they used to sit on that I made.
Oh yeah, my wife made this as
A double seat
yeah, when the twins were babies.
shopping cart.
Floor mat with brushy fibers and faux fur with school glue and shredding slicing of foam.
What? Huh? What?
Hmm.
We wouldn't.
Well, I don't have any of that stuff. That sounds interesting.
The
What I
only thing
do
we
have is this.
The only thing
So if I cut this up into pieces big enough for the roof, and I put some glue on it to kind of stiffen it up, and then I paint it and wash it with some good like sepia wash. What do you think that would look like? I think that would look reasonably decent, right? It's worth a shot. We'll do a little test with it and see how it looks. We'll get a little piece and do that with it and see what happens. All right, so let's make. I kind of like that idea. Thanks, Jim. I'm getting excited about that now, honestly. Ooh, camera.
Look the ends of the grass. Look like the ends of the grass.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, it just looks like. I mean, it. If you get real up close to it, it's not going to look perfect. But honestly,
None of it does.
yeah, none of it does. If you get real up close to it, none of it looks perfect. All right, so 2 of these things done. How'd they come out?
Pretty much the same.
Close enough. Look at that. Huh. I didn't horribly screw that up. So you can see here my knife's starting to get a little dull, and you can see it's starting to just rip the foam instead of cut it cleanly. Now for these pieces, I don't really care very much because all they are structural pieces. They're not actually going to be seen anywhere.
So why wouldn't you just break the blade?
So because these cheap dollar store knives it's not worth doing because they're not that much better down there, and they're usually really hard to break, and they end up causing more damage than they do just snapping off cleanly. So
Do you have another one?
oh yeah, I have lots of these. These are little dollar store cheapy knives. So
Am I gonna have to go get one for you?
not yet. This is still sharp enough that it's doing what I need it to do for this. But if this were a finish edge, I wouldn't be using a knife like this because it is, and I can feel it kind of pulling and ripping instead of just
I can hear
slicing
it.
through. Yeah. So it's just to show you guys what happens if your knife starts getting dull, and you want to be careful of that. So if you feel it kind of, and I could feel it, it's kind of bumping here when I'm cutting through. If you're doing finish edge pieces, you wanna change that blade out. If you're doing structural pieces, I mean, rip the stuff to shreds. That's fine, but which is what we're doing here, so it doesn't matter. All right, chat. What are you guys doing today? What's going on in the world of chat?
Jedi Jim. 252.
Oh,
What?
this thing's starting to get pretty dull. Foam really dulls up a blade. I mean, really quick.
When I first started, dominoes were doors, books were buildings, and hills were towels over sacrifice. Still, the friends made the game fun.
That's exactly right, Jim. As much as I love the terrain building, and I do a lot of it for the kids' game, I've built some terrain specifically for them. They don't use a ton of it.
Yeah.
It's more about the storytelling and the And the having fun and the awesome moments and the... Hey, Deck Knight. How you doing, man? Mini painting. What kind of minis?
Do you even have any minis that you haven't painted?
Oh, yeah. I've got several that I haven't painted. I still haven't painted yours. Oh, I've got some upstairs, too, that I haven't painted.
Isn't this one, like, supposed to be, like, one of me? Like,
No, that's not one of you.
this one is. I painted this one.
Yep. Blackstone Fortress from GW. I don't think I've seen them. I haven't been keeping up with the GW stuff since I stopped doing the... since I stopped doing the terrain a few years ago, because I never actually played Warhammer. I was more of a D&D person. And, you know, Games Workshop, several years ago, Games Workshop had that whole thing where they made everybody angry and everybody hated them and I just don't have any patience for that kind of drama with companies, and so I kind of stopped paying attention to them, honestly. So I haven't really kept up with what's going on with GW for quite a while. Or Mantic, for that matter. Not because they upset me or anything. I think they're a good company, and I was always happy with them, but I just don't play those games. So what's the Blackstone Fortress? Is it fantasy stuff, or is it more 40K type genre?
It looks like a butterfly.
I told you this was going to be a weird-looking leftover piece. I actually have to just use that for something.
A butterfly. What is this made out of?
What?
What is this one made out of?
The walls, that's oh gosh, kid, you're trying to make me think without enough coffee in my brain. It's 40K with an RPG element. Standalone board game. Oh, they're doing like board games now. I mean, not like tabletop war games, but like actual board games.
Wait, what?
Because I don't know if you can see behind me, but I'm kind of a board game fan. So that might be something I'd be interested in, honestly.
I've counted them once, so we have over 300.
Yeah, we have a lot.
Not including the ones that are upstairs.
Yeah.
And we've got way more now because we bought some.
So that's very cool, because Cool Mini or Not started making a lot of board games. Making a lot of really cool board games, actually. And, but I wasn't aware that oh, like the Warhammer Quest. Oh,
Are you?
That sounds fun. I might have to find out more about that.
The one that you did first is like the straightest edges, and now they're just getting ripped to shreds.
I know. Well, this was a sharp knife when I started. That's how quick this foam dulls these knives. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, sorry, the links are turned off in the chat for well, for reasons. I mean, you understand. Because people do sometimes get abusive with that. What you can do, though, is if you throw a link up on our Facebook page, I can see it there. But yeah, I can certainly search it up on GW. I'm a master of Google. That's how I've managed to fake my way into being a programmer for 25 years. I can't program worth a crap, but I can Google things like a master. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. That sounds interesting. I'm always down for new types of board games. Especially ones with minis, because I just really like minis. I enjoy that stuff. A lot of times if we've got mini board games, which we don't have a lot of we don't have many.
Many board games.
I'll try saying that again. We don't have a lot of board games with minis in them because they're very expensive, typically. But we have a few, and I really like them. And because I do all the terrain making, a lot of times I'll pimp them out and, kind of pimp my game. All right, so now I've got. This looks like a.
Butterfly.
I think it kind of looks like a depressed bunny rabbit.
No, it looks like a butterfly.
Rabbit.
It's a depressed. Oh no, his ear fell off.
You broke.
Oh, now he's really depressed. Okay. Yeah, I can imagine with COBOL. Yeah. Why are they still programming in COBOL? I mean, really? I actually had to take some COBOL classes in college. Sure, Deck Knight. And thank you guys for coming in and joining us and chatting. I'm really having a lot of fun chatting with you guys and just hanging out while we get some stuff done. Some very important, life-changing things. Legacy systems. Yeah. Governments and banks still hanging on to COBOL. Actually saw one not too long ago hanging on to Fortran. Honestly, you'd think they'd have enough money to fix that. I just don't understand. See, if I was getting into the programming field right now, there's no way in the world I would want to learn COBOL or Fortran. I just wouldn't want to do it because there's not. Yes, there's some job security in knowing that, but there just aren't enough jobs out there in that stuff. I can't imagine how they're going to be able to sustain the workforce for that for much longer.
Okay.
No, give me that.
Turn on the light.
I'm watching videos here, chatting with my chat friends. All right, so now we've got 4 of these things. So we'll have one there, and one there, and one there. Oh, I get that, man. I program all day, and then I come home and we do all this Twitch stuff and the streaming and things. And if I have a problem with the Twitch stuff, it's so just exhausting. It's like, oh, geez, not another computer problem. Come on. I have to get paid to deal with this stuff. I don't want to have to deal with it for free. This is not fun. Oh my gosh. Dusty rooms. Man, it's been a long time since I've talked to you guys. It's really fun. I'm enjoying this. How about you guys? You having fun? Alright, so now we've got to get this on the base plate, which is over here. Okay. Nice green man. No, it's not currently open. We're having major renovations. Welcome. Glad to see you. Glad to have you join the chat. We're having lots of fun talking about, well, just all kinds of weird stuff.
so many people to join. There's one, two,
Let's see. I'm gonna have to. This is a little too tight. I'm gonna have to widen this a little bit. I'm great, Green Man. How are you doing?
Dude,
Whoa.
I could have
Sorry.
taken that.
Well, I wasn't trying to get rid of it. I just needed to move it for a second.
Got it.
How are things in your neck of the woods? Which is where, actually? Where is your neck of the woods? Because we've got, let's see, we've got Florida here. We've got Indiana here. We've got Sweden here. Who am I missing? Deck Knight. I'm not sure where Deck Knight's from. But whereabouts in the world are you at, Green Man? Cali. Getting rain. Well, that's good. Glad it's not more fires. That was horrible. So thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. And welcome to the channel. Always glad to have more friends here. We will be, so if you don't know, this channel is kind of a variety stream, all the nerd stuff channel. I do some of this. We do some video games. We do some board games. The kids have a D&D campaign going, a 5e campaign, Tomb of Annihilation. They'll be streaming that at 5 o'clock Eastern this evening. So, oh, you're a demon as well. Cool, cool, cool. So you do the terrain stuff for D&D. So you're more of a D&D thing. Oh, awesome. So you got a stream too. I'll come check you out. I always love checking out other crafters and stuff.
Do we need to write this down for you?
Yes, please. Green Man Nature Craft.
Is that the name of...
Yes, it would be.
I don't have...
You've got tubs of metal minis. Oh, I'm jealous. Train days one weekend and games the next. That's cool, man. We do I'm in our Green Man Nature Craft. Yes. It's pretty much how it sounds. All right. So yeah, we do on the weekends, well, like Saturday mornings I'll be doing this. This is my first one here live. So you know, if sound's bad, camera's bad, you can't see something, you think a different arrangement might be better, feel free to let me know.
Just turned on.
But yeah, I'll be doing this most Saturday mornings at 10 Eastern for however long I last until my coffee kick runs out. We'll be doing then at 5 p.m. Eastern. Every other weekend is Kids D&D, and then the weekends other than that are board games. We do all kinds of, you can probably see behind me, we've got lots of board games, and this is just one shelf of 3 that's sitting along this wall, plus other things. And then during the week, we do lots of video game streams. Last night we were streaming some Ark, my wife and I. Having a lot of fun, getting killed by raptors. I stream Battle Brothers on Monday nights, which is a really cool game. Yeah, board games. I love board games. So we do a lot of those. Actually had another channel just completely devoted to board games, but we decided to come back here because honestly I miss the people here and I wanted to get back into the terrain making, and we just figured we'd expand the Terrainoob channel to do terrain but also board games, video games, just, you know, all the nerd stuff, D&D, all the good nerd things. Alright, so I'm fairly happy with that. I think that's gonna work pretty well for a roof. That'll be an interesting roof. These all seem to be lining up pretty good. So, what's your Facebook? Yeah, it's oh well, the easiest thing probably is just to go on the, if you scroll down on the Twitch channel page, on my Twitch channel, you'll see a link to the Facebook page. It'll say Facebook, big blue Facebook button. You can just go right there. Should link right to it. If not, let me know and I'll try to straighten that out for you. Oh, dude. 500 minis? Guys just came in and gave you like 500 minis? I'm so jealous. Yeah, Jim, I'd love to see that because I love minis. I don't have a lot. They're kind of sitting here behind me, so you can't see many of them. But I try to pick up a few here and there.
There's only like.
And paint them when I get time. But I mean, we're talking like my collection is like 30 or 40.
Probably the most 50.
Actually, just use face. What do you mean, Jim? I'm not tracking with you, dude. You mean go to your Facebook? All right, so I got to get these things glued on here, and I need to get them relatively perpendicular. Oh, you mean you just do Facebook and YouTube? Okay. Yeah, so, well, it's facebook.com/Terrainoob and friends. 1 N in Terrainoob. Not Terrainoob and friends. Terrainoob and family. And is spelled out. I can't even remember my own. Coffee! I need coffee! What time is it?
11:36.
11:36. Glass beads, leatherwork, spinning yarn, blacksmith. Ooh, blacksmithing. That's cool. My uncle is blacksmith. That's cool stuff. I like what leatherwork too. I'm very intrigued by that. I did a little bit of that stuff. I mean, you know, like amateur things for cosplay type stuff. But it was very interesting and fun to do. All right, glue. Let's see if we can get this put together. Can you take this, my dear?
Yep.
Thank you.
Do you need the metal ruler?
No.
I'm gonna put it back since there's room.
Ooh, piece of glass lodged in your finger. That does not sound fun even a little bit.
Wait, what?
Owie. So, regale us with the story of how a piece of glass came to be lodged in your finger, good sir. Nine and a half centimeters.
Oh well, he does glass beads.
Yeah.
So that's probably.
So do like you glow? Do you blow glass, or do you work with it some other way, or is it like use pre-existing glass beads to make stuff? What do you mean by glass beads? Yeah, I need a metal ruler. So this one's numbers are horrid. 10.5. So let's see if we can get these things fairly straight. Okay, so that's the inside edge of those. Reach for something on my bench. There was a thin rod of glass facing me. I reached for the object, shoved the glass in next to my nail, and it's... Dude!
Wait, what?
Ah! How are you even typing?
Bench.
Yikes. Man, I've got like my whole body started... Yeah, right? My whole body just started convulsing when I read that. Ow! Why? I should... I mean, yes, I asked for it. I probably shouldn't have. Oh my goodness. Wow. Dude. You had mic glass beads. Is that a typo, or do I not know about something? Not sure what that means. Oh, you hand make. I mean, I understand the typos. You're typing with glass in your fingers, so I get it. That's very cool. How do you make them? Is it like glass blowing, or is it some other? Because I really don't know much about glass work, so I don't know if there's something other than glass blowing, honestly. So my daughter's over here shooting rubber bands at me.
I didn't mean to. It didn't even touch you. It went onto the floor. Ooh, tell them the story of when I launched a rubber band at you and then I didn't know where it went.
The one where she shot it across the room and no idea she shot it.
Okay. I really am interested in the glass green man, but she just reminded me of a story, so I thought you guys might think this is funny, because we sure did.
It won't be as funny as what we thought.
Yeah.
It was... So we're sitting in the living room. A metal mandrel to form the bead around in a torch and decorate them with other rods of glass. That's very cool.
Whoa.
I'd like to see some pictures of those things. That sounds interesting. Feel free to post some pictures on our Facebook page, man. I'd love to see those. As I'm sure other people would love to see them. So we're sitting. So give me your Kindle.
Don't hit play.
So they've got these Kindles, and they've got these
Terrible.
weird, terrible
Horrible.
things.
Cases.
And they fold down like this to stand up. Right? And so they don't stay good. So they put a big rubber band around here. And she's sitting on the couch across from me.
I tried to take
And we're watching TV, and she's watching her Kindle there. Because she's not interested in what we're watching. And all of a sudden I see this rubber band just fly at my face.
Everybody saw something fly across
Everybody
the room.
sees
I
something
didn't
fly
see
across
it.
the room except for her. And then I look over and she's looking around for her rubber band because it's gone and she doesn't know where it is. And she's like, "Where's my rubber band?"
And
I'm
all of
sitting
us
here
are staring at her, watching her search. Everyone's looking at her.
And I'm just like, is this what you're looking for? The thing shot a rubber band at me and she's over there just, "Where's my rubber band?"
Plus your face was funny when you realized that it did that. You're like, what?
And she didn't know anybody was looking at her, so she's just...
No, I made that Miss Ashley was looking because
Oh gosh, were they here? I forgot.
And everybody's laughing at me.
I was sitting next to her.
Right? Exactly. Exactly. Couldn't have planned that better. Honestly, I wish I had had cameras rolling at the time. Yeah, friendly fire. That's right, James. All right, so these are all facing here. I'm gonna put a mark on these so I know which one is which way I'm facing these things, because they're not actually symmetrical. Much as I know you guys think I'm perfect, but I'm not. You know. Just a thing.
Nobody's perfect. For the Lord.
And that's okay. I never claim to be perfect, except on days ending with a Y.
Except for what?
Days ending with a Y. That's not a thing.
Idiot.
My wife thinks I'm so stupid.
I think you're an idiot.
I'm an idiot. Alright, so I'm just going to white glue these things on here. And then I'm going to try to figure out how to get them to stay 90 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
So, Legos. I need some Legos. Hey, Miss Assistant, could I have some Legos, please?
Yeah, what kind of Legos do you need? Do you want
The-
just the whole box?
The Lego kind that snap together?
Do you
Is
want
there
the
another
whole
kind?
box?
Okay, but there's
Yeah.
sizes.
The whole box. Just give me the box.
The
That'll be
whole
easiest. The whole kind. The whole kind. All right. We are gonna Lego this thing up because you want 90 degrees. You build yourself a Lego box. Don't build Legos.
I thought 90
There's already a
degrees was
company that does that. What?
Band.
What?
I thought 90 degrees was a band.
Are they?
Oh, is it 98 degrees?
I don't know.
Oh, I think it's 98. You don't know? I think it's a boy band.
Okay, so I really don't know. Those are not the bands I pay attention to.
Yes. Nick, what's his name? I don't. Lachey?
If it's not full of guitars and drums, I don't really listen to it.
No, Nick Lockheed. And then there's, yeah.
Oh, well,
Yes.
I've heard of that idiot.
But he's not an idiot. No, he's not an idiot.
I thought he did something really stupid.
No, not him. There's somebody else. I know what you mean.
Oh.
No, I don't think that band has gotten into much trouble. But yes, it is a boy band. It was a boy band. So
Yeah, so
was.
not lots of guitars and drums, so I really don't. It's not my jam. All right, so actually that's standing up there pretty decent. Yep. Legos to make your mold boxes. They are the stuff. I don't think Lego anticipated this when they started making their stuff, but boy howdy. They do, honestly. I mean, they are pretty awesome things. Lego needs to get into some different marketing too. They could probably sell twice as much as what they're selling. Just make, just make the basic blocks for builders like us that don't want to pay an arm and a leg for all the colored crap.
Use Jim's link.
40 years of minis adds up. Oh, cool. I'll have to go watch that. My wife is looking at your link, Jim.
Well, I'm not gonna play it because then you'll hear it.
Right, just neutral colored basics. I don't need a multicolored block. And honestly, you know what would be nice is to give me just some actual corner blocks, like some L-shaped blocks. That would be very cool, Lego. Thank you.
Could I take a break?
Yeah. All right, let's see what we can do here with some Lego fun. Oh wow! See, these still have some latex in them. Last time I used them. Yeah. So let's see. I don't need a lot. I just need something to get them to stand up. Loose sets in your hat. Oh. Why can't I live where you guys have all the cool stores? I mean, I live in Central Florida. You'd think we'd have some cool stuff here, but I guess because it's all based on touristy things.
You don't leave the house.
Well, that's true. I'm always doing this. But we don't have cool stuff. We don't have half-price
We have
bookstores.
cool stuff.
Well, we do have cool stuff. That is one good thing. Cool Stuff Inc. I don't know if you guys know them from online. They're like the biggest board game thing. Biggest board game seller online. And if you're into board games, I'm sure you know Dice Tower. They're sponsored by Cool Stuff. Cool Stuff's main headquarters is, what, half an hour or 40 minutes from us? Their main warehouse?
Half hour. 20, half.
Something like that. So that's pretty nice. Like, you know, we can go by there, and if we order stuff, we can go pick it up. I can actually go to their store, order stuff through my account, and pick it up right then. That's
They have
nice.
other stores too, but
They do.
main one's there.
They have, I think, 6 or 7 stores now. Mostly all over Florida, but the main one is right by me. So I guess that is something cool that I've got that a lot of people don't. All right. So let's see about... I just need something to hold them. I don't need... We have bath salts. Well, true. Not really something I'm into, but I guess we do have them. Not a thing that, you know, I jump up and down about. My wife and kids, though, are really into those bath bomb things. I'm not sure exactly what they are, but they love them. What?
I'm not exactly sure what they are.
I just have this vision of you getting in a bathtub and it explodes, and then
That's how beauty works.
it's like a cartoon where, and then there's just this
Glitter beauty.
big thing of unicorns and rainbows all over the place. Oh. Bath salt zombie freakouts. And exploding. And it exploded.
Oh.
Florida is known for many things. Some of them good,
Mostly ridiculous news stories.
but mostly stupidity. I just dropped a Lego on the floor. I can't find it, and that's going to come back to really bite me in the foot later. Oh, I found it. Thank God for that. That's like the worst pain in the world. Well, maybe second to getting a glass rod stuck near your fingernail. Yeah, he did. That's why we were over here cringing. Oh. Ooh, maybe I just make this the roof. What do you think, guys? Right? That'll work. Right, that's exactly what I'm envisioning, is just this bomb that they put in the bathtub and then poof. Yeah, keep it pink, right? Yep. I think so. Well, that's what happens when you've got 3 girls in the house. Your Lego sets are a whole lot of pink.
The box is pink.
Even the box is pink, yeah.
She actually gave you the worst box.
She sure did. There's not much in
The
here.
shoe box has more. Is top to bottom Legos. That's that other stuff.
Oh, baby bear. All right, so this I need. Do you know where the other box of Legos is?
Shoebox.
The shoebox.
Yeah.
Can I have that? Because this doesn't have very good Lego bits in it. This has all the reject bits.
They all have the same thing. I mix them together.
Take it back.
I need the lid.
It's right there. You may have the lid. All right, so we're still lining these all up, right. Okay, good, cool. So after we get this all set up, it's going to take a while to dry. I'm going to leave these to dry before I do too much more with this because I want to make sure that they are that they're really good and on there. But the next thing is going to be, I'm just going to cut some poster board and to put here to kind of tile this together and give me a surface to work the thatch on. So we're going to see about a thatch roof. I don't know though if I'm going to be able to get to that today because I really want this stuff to dry out pretty good before I get into that, because I don't want to have this all fall apart because I didn't let it dry good. So let's see what we can get to here.
You want me to make you some lunch?
Thank you. Oh boy. Almost dropped Legos all over the microphone. That would have been an enjoyable sound for you guys.
Especially if you're wearing headphones.
Yeah. Blow your eardrums right out. Ugh.
This still has the...
Yeah, I
stuff on
know.
it
Some of
when
them
you
still
used
have
it.
silicone on them and hot glue. Yikes. Anyway, don't care about that. The kids don't really play with Legos anymore. The only reason we still have Legos is really for me. Score in the back of your board. I'm actually going to use just poster board, so I shouldn't have to score it, right? I mean, like literally not foam core, just poster board. Because I'm going to put the towel stuff over that. Or am I missing something that you know more than me? Which is certainly possible because there's lots of people smarter than me. There's lots of people in this chat that are smarter than me.
There's a lot of people in this house that are a lot smarter than you.
Oh.
I thought you were going to say that anyway.
Oh. I haven't organized the Lego yet. Organized them how? By color? I don't know how to organize. I'm a fairly organized person, but if it's not something I care about, I don't want to spend the time on it. I really don't care about Legos because I don't use them all that much. So me organizing Legos is probably never going to be a thing. Poster board with skin. Maybe we use different. Maybe we mean different things by poster board, Jim. It's possible. It's possible I'm using the completely wrong term. Which wouldn't be the first time in my life, but I will show you what I mean in half a sec. Well, okay, maybe more than half a sec. Maybe I'm fibbing just a little bit there. That should be all right. Use a window to hold up the roof. Yeah, why not? Right? Sure. It's square. Just need to keep this stuff, doesn't have to be tight, just have to keep it from falling over while it dries. And I'm not terribly concerned about it being exactly 90 degrees either. Because the boards are kind of warped anyway. It's old board. But I really don't care because this is all going to get covered over. So yeah, I'm definitely not thinking foam core. I mean, this is what I call foam core, this stuff. The stuff that has, you know, basically 2 pieces of poster board with foam in it. What I call poster board is like the skin of foam core, essentially. Ah, I see. Oh, so you're thinking like because poster board, a lot of times I'll see them labeled poster board, and what they're doing is the project boards, like those trifold things, but that's actually what I call foam core. Poster board to me is just like the skin of the, you know, the thin quasi cardboard stuff. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so I think I need one more piece of it. Yeah, right, just the paper part. So I'm going to get some out here in a minute, but I'm sure Jim's following now. We're just using different terms. Honestly, just to keep it from falling over. All right, so here's what we's gonna do. Everybody being able to see everything okay, everything sound good, everything happening good. You can follow along. Yes, I have done some. I like the dollar store for peeling back the paper and texturing, because the dollar store foam core uses real cheap glue, and so you could just peel the paper right off very easily. The good stuff, like the Elmer's stuff, it's hard to peel that paper off. But man, you get the dollar store stuff that don't use it for anything besides that, because it just falls apart, but it peels right off. And yeah, I've used that to texture like brick houses and stuff like that, or like pieces. Like if I'm doing like a stucco wall and I want pieces out, I'll pull the paper off and then, you know, show the brick underneath or something. Yeah, I love that technique. That's pretty cool. All right, so what I'm going to do right quick, if you guys will give me half a second here, and I can get my stuff together. I'm just going to turn my camera off real quick. I'm going to step away, get some stuff, and then come right back, because I'm kind of out of materials here. So I'll be right back.
Been 2 hours.
It's still recording.
Just letting you know it's been 2 hours.
That's
a long
good.
time for you.
It is. But I'm having fun talking.
You don't have a little break screen?
No, not yet. Can I use this?
Sure. I have no idea what. I mean,
Cool.
probably why we left it there. Bought it.
Well, I didn't have to go very far then. That's awesome. I thought I'd have to go further.
You're welcome that you have a homeschooling family that purchases things that then find out they don't need it.
All right, so I guess you heard all that. I didn't have to go very far because there was literally a new thing of poster board sitting right against the wall over there. So here we go. Got some poster board. Get a piece of this out. Now, see, I can't even really cut this because I don't want to move the roof yet. But, all right, Jim, so this is, to me, poster board. This stuff, right? So, That's all I'm talking about. And I'm just going to lay this over this as kind of a basing piece. So I'm just going to cut some rectangles to put over here and over here. And then it'll just hold it together, give it a little structure, kind of keep things, because these are going to be really wobbly without something else to kind of hold them. Then I can put the towel over them and do all that painting after I do a test to make sure that's going to work. The alternative, if I can't get that to work, or some kind of thatch roof thing, which I really do like, I could just do the little cardboard squares, but that's going to take forever, and I really don't want to do that, because I did that once and swore I'd never do it again. So anyway, see, let me get back to the chat here. Yes, right. Yeah, Jim, true. It will be more rigid, but I think with 4 of these things, and if you look at the spacing between them, I don't think that there's so much space that I'm going to have problems with rigidity on this. Maybe here, but miniature variety of straw. Yeah, so that I can do that one by one and have tiny little bundles of straw to put the thatch on. That wouldn't take long.
Somebody just asked me if I wanted little hay bales. Hay bales.
Little hay bales.
Like, so apparently she got it for decoration for a fall, and she was thinking I had animals, and so I could use it. But I was like, I don't think so. But apparently they were like little decorative hay. But I told her no. But I only told her no like yesterday or the day before.
Oh, it would probably be too big of the stuff. Plus, I don't want to use...
Do you want me to look at? Do you want me to just have her bring it to school and I'll, if she still has it?
Sure.
I'll tell her I lied and that you're back to...
Liar.
I forgot you're back to doing this and we have to keep everything we find.
Right. Yeah, we keep all the trash.
Every
right?
time we need grapes, what would Caitlin do?
Oh my gosh, I used to use one of the things. You guys have seen me do this if you've watched my old videos.
Is that tree grapes?
I don't think I have a grape tree back here.
It looks it's a lot like your tree. That was great.
But anyway, one of the things I used to do is use dried grape stems to make little trees because perfect. My daughter, when she was, I don't know, 4 or 5 years old, something like that.
She'd fuss at me. I couldn't throw them away.
Yeah, she would fuss at my wife because Daddy needs those for his train. You can't throw those away. It was very cute. Going as light as you can. Yes, absolutely, Jim. Because one of the things I learned with this, you guys saw the beginning of this tavern. Well, most of you, Green Man probably didn't, but in the bottom of this tavern, I actually used little stone tiles because I thought that would be very cool. And what I quickly realized was that it's very heavy. And so never going to do that again. So yeah, light is what I try to stick to. But yeah, I'm not really interested in spending 20 years genetically modifying hay to get it super tiny so that I can spend another 20 years making tiny bales of it for this roof. Good idea, but no thanks. So, I think I'm really kind of at what has to be a stopping point right now because I have to wait for this stuff to dry before I can really... Yeah, it would be super authentic, but dude, I don't get paid for this. I'm just doing this for fun. I'm not a masochist. But there's really not a whole lot else I can do because even if I cut the poster board, I don't want to glue it on here yet until these are more rigid. So I've got to give these things some time to dry. That's a good idea, Jim. Yeah, get the mini hay bales, because even if I can't use them for the thatch, he said we may be able to use them for finish edge at the bottom stuff.
I just sent her a message. I hope she didn't toss them.
All right. Well, if she did, she did. But, I can always use sisal twine and make my own hay bales, but we'll see. So anyway, I had a whole lot of fun talking to you guys. I'm glad you were hanging out in the chat. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. I will be doing this pretty much every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. So, come hang out and chat. And, all right. Thanks, Green Man, for coming by. Have fun spinning. And I will come by and check out your stuff sometime soon when I get a chance. But thank you guys for being here. And thanks for remembering me. And take care, Green Man. And thank you for... thank you for just supporting me. If you have any friends that you think might enjoy this and just coming in and chatting and know any other creators or stuff, tell them about the channel, because I really would appreciate the followers, and I really do like kind of community building, so we can all learn from each other and hang out and trade ideas. And I already got some great ideas for this roof that I never would have thought of. So thanks, guys, for hanging out. And the kids will be doing D&D at 5 o'clock Eastern this evening. I will be back tomorrow with some cool video games, Battle Brothers, tomorrow night at 7. And Wendy streams during the week. We put all our stuff on Twitch. We put our schedule up there. We also have our schedule on our schedules on Twitch. Wendy posts stuff to Twitter and Facebook, so make sure to follow us over there.
We're catching up to getting things in order.
Yeah,
I can't.
And we're still working on
yet.
We're still working on a lot of the back end stuff. We'll be getting some more graphics and things, and banners, and my daughter is putting together logos and stuff for us. So thanks a lot for coming by. I hope you have a lot of fun. I will see you next time with this, and until next time, game on.